All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 215 Sports Podcast. We're back on Zoom again, unfortunately, because your boy got food poisoning.
It happens to the best of us,
It
man.
does happen to the best of us, but, I can't control eating expired yogurt, so here we
I
are with
mean, you
that.
could just make sure that it's not expired before you
Yeah.
eat it.
Oh, stupid mistake, but,
So I always check the expiration date. I'm sure
yep.
you'll always check it now.
Oh, yeah, I'm checking it 100% now, but besides the food poisoning and me being sick, it doesn't make me sick to my stomach anymore knowing that Daryl Morey is going to be part of the Sixers.
I mean, the fact that he is finally gone after I feel like people have been asking for him to get fired for the past
Dude,
2 seasons
people
now
have
at
been
this
wanting him
point.
fired forever. I mean, I feel like even before they signed Paul George,
Oh, yeah.
like a lot of people wanted him fired.
I've heard stuff for Morey getting fired ever since the James Harden situation turned
Yeah,
bad.
the Daryl Morey is a liar. Hey,
Yep.
maybe Harden might come back now because he's not with Morey.
No, I don't think that he has any desire to come back here
Yeah, I
to
know.
Philadelphia. But one thing that might change potentially, or should we get with what's not going to change first? And that's going to be Nick Nurse is going to be staying
Yeah,
here.
Nick Nurse is going to be the coach still.
So there's not going to be, or at least for the coming future, at least this upcoming season, you wouldn't anticipate there being a change in coach, but I guess you never know. Once like a new GM comes in here, they might decide that they want to just completely start over. But I feel like
Yeah, I'm
if
not really
Nurse
sure
didn't
what
get
they're going to
fired
do.
now, he probably won't be fired till the end of like next season.
Yeah, and unless like they have another bad season or whatever, but time will tell. But I mean, you come off the high hopes of winning the Boston series. You come back from 3-1. You have all that jolt and energy and
Yep.
all this momentum going your way, and then you just all of that is just crushed as soon as you play the Knicks. It's gone. It's ruined.
Oh, it was gone in game one. They got
It
blown
was
out
gone. They
by
got blown
30
out.
points in game one, got blown out by 30 in game four.
Like, I mean, game four is where it really hit my boiling point because you're sitting there, you're down 3-0, so it's elimination. And I mean, you don't even put up a fight. The game was over after the first quarter.
It was.
And
I remember
I
I had it turned on and I was like painting this one wall that we have downstairs like all weekend because we were painting like designs and shit onto it. So I was planning on like, painting it once the game was over. And I was kind of like getting some stuff ready for it. And I glanced over at the TV and I saw that it was like 20 something to 8. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? This game's already over.
the game was over. I was
So I just started painting my wall because
thinking like
I was like, there's no point in watching this. The game's over already.
I was at the Phillies game and I was checking the live feed and I saw there was a bunch of people leaving in like the seventh, eighth inning, and it was a 6-0 game. So I mean, it was a blowout. But a bunch of people were leaving, and I was like, hey, maybe they're going over to the Sixers game. And I was like, hey, that wasn't true. I mean, I had the
Like that was just absolutely pathetic.
live broadcast on for a little bit, and then I think it was Brunson or whoever hit like the first three for the Knicks, and the crowd went wild. I mean, this is a joke from this team that you let the Knicks take over the stadium for the second straight time in the playoffs
Yep.
after telling fans that you would be refunding tickets outside of greater Philadelphia area.
And not only that, but the fact that you withheld tickets, the fact that Joel Embiid came out and, made the comments that he did that every news outlet talked about. So people heard it. Don't sell your tickets. But I mean, no matter
Yeah,
what,
they sold their
if
tickets.
people wanted to get in, they were going to pay enough money to get in somehow, some way.
Yeah, they sold their tickets. All right, they probably won't. They were. You would think they people would abandon their moms on Mother's Day to go watch the Sixers lose by 30, facing elimination? I don't think so.
Well, here's the thing. As as soon as they went down like as soon as they lost the first game by 30, does that give anyone with a ticket inspiration to keep it or sell it and make $300 profit?
Yeah, because those ticket prices were egregious.
Right. So I don't blame people for selling the tickets and stuff. Like if game 1 was maybe like Sixers lost, but they only lost by 6 points or something like that. I feel like you probably would have seen more Sixers fans there because I feel like a lot of people gave up after game 1.
Yeah, that could have been the case as well. And I mean, none of these games are relatively close,
Like,
besides game two, where they
yeah,
lost
game
by
2
six
was the only
points.
game that was close.
Yeah,
But at that point, I'm sure all the people that had sold their tickets after game 1 couldn't get their ticket back because it's not
yeah.
like you're going to pay even more money to get it back now that you sold it.
They lost by 14 in game three, and then game four they lost by 30. That's basically what caused Morey's job.
And I'm surprised that it didn't cost Nick Nurse's job
Me too.
because there's one thing getting swept and you've got an inferior team, but you got swept and the entire team didn't show up for the elimination game at home.
I mean, the only one who showed up pretty much the entire postseason was Embiid.
And once again, he's playing not at full strength.
Yeah. So you're having a guy
And
that's coming off a appendectomy, hips, hip sprain, and ankle sprain, and he's still the best player. And then you have your fourth highest scorer in game four, some random two-way guy that is probably never going to see an NBA court again.
I don't know, Barlow will probably be on this team next year.
Yeah, Dominic Barlow, but the fourth highest scorer for game four was Dalen Terry with 9 points.
No. Yeah, no, he probably won't.
Yeah. Embiid had 24, Maxey had 17, Oubre had 10, Terry had 9, Paul George had 7 points in 27 minutes.
Yeah, stuff like that is just completely like that's where you're scratching your head and you're like, all right, what can you realistically do?
What can you do? Like you have Embiid, his supermax contract kicks in next season. So it's going to be 57 million you have to pay him.
Thanks, Daryl Morey.
Yeah, thanks Daryl Morey. You have to pay Paul George 52 million, so there's another really expensive contract
Thanks, Daryl Morey.
that's going to be on the hook for next season, which 54 million. So,
Yep.
yeah, thanks
And then I
Daryl
think the
Morey.
last year of his deal is like 60 million.
Yeah, 54 million and then next season and then the season after that is a player option for 50 million. 56.
Okay, which obviously he's gonna
Yeah,
fucking accept it.
obviously he's going to accept it because what type of player just turns down 50 million unless he averages like, you know, 45 a game and gets like 60 million in free agency, which is not going to happen obviously, but
I just I gotta sit here and I gotta ask, why are you including player options in a player's contract who's 34 years old when he signed here?
and the player option is an absurd $56 million. This guy's going to be
Like,
37 making 56 million.
like I know that you had to, give him the money that he was looking for in order for him to come here, but did you really need to give him player options? Like,
I don't know what like the player options are so stupid because I don't know if
yeah,
it
let's give a player after 35 years old player options of over 50 million.
is
That'll
it
work
just
out for
to
this
like
team.
maybe so it works with the cap.
I don't
I don't know.
that's
It's ridiculous.
like lack of foresight. Unless Daryl Morey just thought that if they didn't win, he wasn't going to be here at that time anyway.
But yeah,
So
right now
it
the
wasn't going
six.
to be his problem to deal with.
Jesus, this is ridiculous. And Tyrese Maxey makes 40 million a year next season, but that's not even bad compared to the other ones. The other,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's still 12 million less
yeah,
than PG and like how much less than
17 million
Joel?
less than Joel.
Right. So, and he's actually, an all-star.
Yeah.
So he will actually play, 70 games in a
Yep.
season.
I,
He won't get suspended
nope. He
25
won't
for
get
taking
25 for
some type
taking.
of fucking medication or
Yep.
some type of pill.
It's just a ridiculous job by Morey. Glad that he's finally gone. He ruined this franchise, giving these players these contracts, trading guys like Jared McCain for basically scraps, letting, you know, guys like Isaiah Joe walk, who's been like a superstar for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Letting another guy in, what's his face? Julian Champagne, who's been really good for the Spurs. I mean, this is just a joke.
The fact that you had a player publicly call you out as a liar.
Yeah.
Like,
Even and they still kept him too, which is like infuriating. They
I
still
know,
kept him
but
for 3 years after.
like you literally had a player that said that completely sullied the reputation of your team and continued to then keep on Daryl Morey for another like 2 seasons after that. Like, no wonder why people don't want to come and sign here when you have an actual player that's sitting there mouthing off in public. Imagine what he's saying to other players behind closed doors and text messages and shit
Yeah.
like that. I'm sure anyone that texted James Harden, yo, should I go to Philly? James Harden was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah. It's just it's just a relief that he's gone, and just we just need someone that can come in here and just change the whole perspective of the team, basically.
Yeah.
Because if
And
they kept Daryl Morey, this team wasn't going to go anywhere. I mean, you really can't do anything when you're stuck in the purgatory that is these contracts.
yeah, I mean, even if whoever they hire to come in here isn't going to really have a lot of options on what
Yeah,
he's able to do.
he's only lucky because he drafted Tyrese Maxey and Edgecombe, and that's it.
And that is one thing, at least you can say, is he did hit on draft picks.
That's the only thing he hit on, and only hit on 2 draft picks out of 6 drafts.
Well, it's not the easiest thing trying to hit on draft picks when you're constantly in the 20s and stuff, but
Yeah, I know, but still,
not a lot of, you know,
he just failed at building a good team, making the starters like forcing the starters basically to play 40 plus minutes a game because you trade the whole bench away. You have no one good on the bench that can score.
yep. There was, I think, a point in game 3, a game that the Sixers actually had a chance to win, where I don't believe the first points from the bench came until the fourth quarter when Quentin Grimes made a three.
And that's your only scorer on the bench because no one else can score. I'm
I
not I'm
think
not I'm not expecting, a Dem Boner or Andre Drummond to come off the bench and score a quick little 10 points. Like that's just not gonna happen.
exactly. But you do need to have more than just Quentin Grimes that's able to score. Because you can't be in a playoff game and it's the fourth quarter and that's the first time your bench is
The
getting
first
any
time your
points in the
bench is
game.
scoring is the fourth quarter of a playoff game.
They had a total of, I believe, 8 or 10 bench points that game because I think Grimes hit a total of two threes in that fourth quarter, and Barlow came in to spell Joel for a couple of minutes, and I think he made a couple of free throws. But besides that, they
Oh
literally
wow,
had
so much for the bench helping out.
yeah, but like literally other than those three like sequences that I can specifically remember in my head. And then there may have been a time where Barlow had another basket that he made, but I'm not entirely sure. But either way, it's either 8 or 10 points that you got from your bench when New York Knicks had 25 from their bench in the third quarter. Like the Knicks
Yeah,
bench won them game three.
they
The
did.
fact that they
They
actually had
have
a bench that they could play.
they have like good players on their bench, like Deuce McBride and Landry Shamet, another former Sixer.
Yeah, but he hasn't been here for a solid like 7 years, I want
He
to say.
hasn't.
I don't even he was traded before Morey even came here, wasn't he?
Yeah, I believe so, but still, he's turned into a good player on the bench.
Right. I'm just saying that's not really something we can put on Daryl Morey.
Yeah,
Unless unless he Morey was here and it was in his first season that he traded Shamet. But
yeah,
I
I'm
think
not sure.
Shamet's been gone for a long time now.
Mhm.
Like they traded Shamet after what? Having him for like 2 seasons?
Yeah,
Maybe three?
but still, that's another guy. Like, if the Sixers even kept, he's still being a consistent scorer.
Well, yeah, but that's also like saying if they kept Jeremy Grant,
Yeah, true. And look what
where
Jeremy
it's like,
Grant
all
did.
right, I mean, Jeremy Grant's like 32 years old at this point, though. So,
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Stuff where it's like, where things happen that far away in advance, there's no guarantee that that would have ever happened for that player here because of the fact that it only happened for them once they left and went a whole bunch of other places. It's not like Jeremy Grant went to one place and then was fantastic
became a
when he went to the
superstar.
one
Yeah,
place. Same with Landry Shamet. He's bounced around from team to team to team to team. So stuff like that I can't really put on like the Sixers as like, oh, how could you let that guy walk? Because like there are also like 7 other teams that let that guy walk before he
Mhm.
got to be a viable piece on a bench anyway. So
It's not like if, like, say, like if they let McCain walk. Obviously, they didn't. They traded him. But if they let him
right, it's
walk
not that
and he
egregious,
became,
where it's not the same as the McCain thing, where that's clearly something that you had 100% control over. You traded him. You were the one that decided not to give him the minutes that he needed in order to actually make an impact. And as soon as he goes to another team, he starts to make an impact.
yep, you were the one that
That's where
decided
you
to
can
keep
say
him.
that's on the organization for letting that player go.
Hmm. You decided you were the one that wanted to keep him and say that, we sold high on him. Oh, we got a first round draft pick in the 20s. We're not going to do anything with him. But now McCain's
Now, the
falling
one
out.
thing that I still can say is it's not like McCain was going to be a starter with Maxey and Edgecombe. Doesn't mean he couldn't have been a great piece off the bench, but they already tied up all the money in Quentin Grimes. And
Mm.
I think Morey said something at his press conference, being like, when they did originally trade McCain away, he was like, oh, yeah, this makes it so that we can re sign Quentin Grimes in the offseason. Like, yeah, that looks like it's a great opportunity for the Sixers now, right? Like, I don't really think anyone is feeling too high on Quentin Grimes after the playoffs that he had. It's not like he was fantastic.
No, I'm not really flying high with Quentin Grimes. I mean, he wasn't really that good this season, not good in the playoffs, besides like one game. And
Right. So I don't really think that, anyone cares about that. But don't worry. Daryl Morey made it so that you have an easy path to re sign him if you want.
and it hasn't worked out. So
Yeah, I do have faith in Bob Myers, the guy that is going to be, the person hiring whoever the new basketball
mhm.
operations is. He did. He was the GM of the Warriors when they had their dynasty. Like he was the guy that brought in Andre Iguodala and brought in Kevin Durant, and he wasn't the guy that drafted Curry, I believe, but I think he did draft Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. So he does have a pretty good track record. I'm pretty sure that the guy that he hired once he, left Golden State has done a pretty decent job. So, I mean, I feel confident in the fact that they'll be able to at least find someone that can do something to at least shake the team up and see what happens.
Yeah, I hope so because this team is going nowhere right now. Nowhere in the right direction.
Well, do you have faith that the team will actually choose a good candidate for the president of basketball operations?
I'm not sure. I mean, you have a list. I don't know who the list of candidates are yet. They haven't really announced anything.
Well, you also got to wait up until other teams get eliminated from the playoffs because people might fire their coaches as well. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like
what I'm thinking. So I don't know who's going
plus
to be getting fired still, or if like any other moves are going to happen.
plus you still if you want to hire someone's assistant, you got to wait for that team to get eliminated,
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that.
Hmm.
So, and I know that people's assistants do usually get considered at least for interviews and stuff like that. So you're probably not going to hear too much on who's going to be the front office person coming in here up until, you know, the season ends.
I was going to say most likely.
But anything else you want to say on the Sixers?
No, that's it.
Should we
We'll
move on over to the other team that got
transition.
swept
Yeah,
over the
another team
weekend?
that got swept. Yeah, but at least the Flyers showed some fight in their sweep.
I mean, they were clearly like not the better team. Carolina was clearly the better team in
Yeah,
every single
Carolina was
game.
the better team. Obviously, that's true. But
And
the Flyers were able to show some fight in both in game two, game three, and game actually not game three, but game two
game
and
two and
game
game
four.
four.
Yeah.
And they did force overtime. They actually did have the lead for a solid portion of game two. Same with the Sixers. They had a
Yeah.
lead with a
Yep. And
solid
they
portion of
both
game two.
lost.
But yeah, the Flyers, they actually played with they didn't get embarrassed the same way that the Sixers did, you know? And for their elimination game, they at least came out and looked like they wanted to continue the season instead of just rolling over and dying in the first period
Yeah.
like the Sixers did. So, plus the fact that it's the first season in the playoffs for them, they've got a really young team, positive vibes as opposed to the Sixers' negative vibes. It's really two teams
Yeah.
that feel
Much
like
more
they're on completely different like trajectories. I feel
trajectory.
like.
Yeah. Much more positive vibes from the Sixers. You get swept from the playoffs and get a standing ovation from the crowd is something you really don't see often from Philadelphia fans.
I mean, from I feel like from fans anywhere in general. Like,
Yeah.
there's not
But
many fan bases that are going to
even though
sit there
that
and applaud a sweep.
our fan base kind of has like the tenacity
Oh
to
yeah,
always be like negative and always boo whenever they get the chance. I mean, they really showed up on Saturday night in game four and they, did their part. And even though they got eliminated, they still got a standing ovation.
and you want to know the thing that blows my mind is the fact that like I understand that the New York Knicks they're only what 2 hour train ride away. They could come down here and take over, Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Mhm.
Yet Flyers games never get taken over.
No, they don't get taken over at all. Doesn't matter
Flyers
if
games are always full of like 95 to 98% Flyers fans, I feel like.
doesn't matter if like they're playing a local team, like
Doesn't even matter if they're good or bad.
yeah.
Like it doesn't even matter if they're good or bad. They constantly are selling out tickets and selling out games and I just wonder like if it was the New York Islanders or the New York Rangers that came down here, Flyers fans would not let those fans take over the building the same way that Sixers fans let other teams come in
Nope.
here and take over Xfinity Mobile Arena.
That never
And
happened.
that I feel like is a real difference.
Hmm.
And even when Flyers are not good, you can still turn on a Flyers game. They could be losing 3-0 or something like that. Like I remember turning on a Flyers game a couple of years ago, and it was still early in the game, but they went down like 2-0 early. And then I flicked over just to like check to see what the score was later on in the night. They were down like 4-1, but everyone there was still a Flyers fan. Like the stadium was still
Yeah,
packed, people were
stadium was
still
still
there.
packed. Like,
Like it's not like everyone had left and all you could see was fans of the other team. So like I don't know what it is. I
you
guess
didn't hear
I don't
"Let's
know
go
if it's
Knicks"
like
chants
Flyers fans are
chasing
more
down
loyal to
from
their
the
team.
whole stadium.
Like I don't know what it is, but it seems like people are willing to like sit there and sell the Sixers if they're able to make enough profit to buy a bag of chips.
I
Yet
feel
like
like
no one's selling their Flyers tickets.
I feel like this is the first time the Flyers have been in the playoffs in 6 seasons. You know, these fans are really excited to see the team in the playoffs, and then compare that to the Sixers, who have been in the playoffs consistently, and they haven't shown like any life whatsoever outside of no, they haven't showed any life like whatsoever, pretty much besides the
Right,
second
but
round.
it's the same with the Phillies.
That's
I
true,
mean,
but I feel like
and the Phillies don't get overrun in their own stadium.
no team gets overrun. Even when the Phillies played the Mets, like they didn't get overrun.
Exactly. That's my point. So why is it with the Knicks that they come over and they're just able to completely take over the
I know
building?
I know the tickets at Madison Square Garden are also like twice as expensive as Philadelphia, but even still, like
I mean, I imagine that the price of tickets at Citi Field is probably around the double amount of what a ticket at Citizens Bank Park would be as well,
that's what I'm thinking. But
right? Because Citi Field is like a new field that was built in like 2019, 2020, something like that. Like,
Citi Field's been around since 2009.
oh, really? It's
Yeah,
that they really stopped playing at Shea Stadium in 2009? I don't know why I thought Citi
yeah.
Field was a lot newer than that.
No, they stopped playing at Shea for a while.
Wow. Either way, being in New York with all the demand, I'm still sure that you still got to pay double the amount to, or maybe not double, but probably pretty close to it just to go to a Mets
Probably,
game.
yeah. And New York is a big tourist city, but even still, like no New York team in baseball or hockey or football will come down and take over the stadium, except for the Knicks.
Right.
No one wants to watch the Sixers.
Yeah, is that just what it is? Like, is it just that Philadelphia doesn't is not as passionate about basketball as maybe we all sit here and claim to be?
I guess, yeah, because I feel like most fans know the same result that's going to happen. Like, oh, they're going to lose in the second round again. You know, we have a bunch of players playing on, awful contracts.
Right, right. I wonder. I want to see what's going to happen because the Knicks are probably built to be good for what you would say the next like 7 years, 5, 6 to 7.
Probably, yeah.
So theoretically, then that means that the Sixers could potentially be getting good again around the time that the Knicks will be tapering off, right? So I wonder if that means that like maybe the Sixers haven't been to the playoffs in like 2 or 3 seasons. They've got a younger team, still led by Maxey, who's would be what like
Maxi,
28 at this point,
Maxi, Edge come.
right? And I wonder if they were to play the Knicks then, if the Knicks fans would still come down and take over the stadium the same way that they do now.
Yeah,
Because I
I don't
don't know
know.
if there would be much of a difference,
I feel
honestly.
like it really all just depends on like the records. Like if the Sixers still continue to remain bad and the Knicks are still going to play good, the Knicks fans are still going to take over the stadium.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying like when there's some excitement around the Sixers again because there's no more PG, there's no more Embiid, There's no more of any of that stuff that's left around, and it's like a new core that is led by Maxey and Edgecombe
Hmm.
in like 6 to 7 years. I wonder if like that excitement will come back, or if a team like the Knicks would still be able to come down and take
I
over the
feel like
stadium again.
that excitement will come back because it happened in 22 for the Phillies and it happened this season for the Flyers. So I really feel like if that could happen if the Sixers do eventually go on that rebuild or whatever.
Yeah, I just wonder how long people will be like apathetic towards the team. You know what I mean? Before
Yeah.
like they start to genuinely get excited
And I
again.
know a lot of people don't really like Joel Embiid on the team or Paul George or whatever, but I feel like it would take one of them being gone for some people to get, excited again.
And I don't mean like people talking themselves up into being excited. I mean like being like genuinely excited. Because you can like talk yourself into being excited about
Yeah.
something, you
And
know?
then you just completely forget about it.
Yeah.
I feel like it would definitely take a couple of years. And I know fans have been wanting that clean house for a while. They would definitely have to go a clean house and show people like they can contend without, the same players and on garbage contracts and like show the world again that they are a good basketball team.
Yeah, because this organization's been through it for the past like 20 years. So,
Yeah, it's not been fun.
and you could say the same about the Flyers before this year too, is that I mean, besides a couple of seasons here and there throughout where they did make the playoffs, they were a pretty bad team for the past 20 years.
Yeah, now they've made the playoffs and they've ignited some life back into their
Right.
fan base.
So, as you said, it just needs to be Joel and PG are gone. And if that were to happen, like in the next 2 seasons and they have new players, maybe we would all get excited again if they were playing well. But that's just something we'll have to wait and see with them. One thing I do know is that we're definitely going to be excited watching the Flyers for the next 6 to 7 years
Yeah.
because they got young guys. They got guys who are under control for long periods of time. I think they even, when they traded for Zegras, didn't they sign him to like a 3 year extension or something like that?
Now he's a restricted free agent at the end of the season.
Okay, so they do still need to lock him up.
So the restricted free agents they have are Zegras and Drysdale.
Drysdale, I assumed they would try to bring both of them back.
Yeah,
They're
I think
definitely
so
going to
as
try to bring
well.
Zegras back, and
Hmm.
I would assume that because he's restricted, they will match any contract that is going to get given to him,
Oh
just
yeah,
because of how much
definitely.
of an impact he had on this team.
They're gonna have to.
Drysdale, I'm not as sure as if they'll match any contract that's given to him, but I am excited for the fact that they got 40 million in cap space, and coming off of the exciting run that they had with that building being as rocking as it was, I think they're definitely going to be able to bring in at least two pretty quality pieces because
Yeah,
big
they should be
contracts in
able to.
hockey are usually what, like 7 or 8 million a year,
Yeah, they
unless
should
you're
be
getting like
able
a
to get some.
superstar, in which case it's like 12 or
Mhm.
13.
They should be able to get something.
So they should be able to bring in two pretty quality players to this team. Now, I'm not entirely sure who's out there as a free agent. I haven't looked to see who the NHL free agents are, but you're definitely going to have a realistic opportunity to get even better heading into next season. And with Pittsburgh, this probably being their last year in the playoffs, and the fact that Carolina's not going to be able to keep their team together forever, Flyers might
Should
have a pretty decent
show a
shot over
good
the next
chance
couple of
to
seasons to be
win
like the
the
number
Eastern
one team
Conference.
in the Eastern Conference. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because you got Tampa Bay that's coming towards the end of their run. You have Carolina, who is really good, but they've already been all together for the past, I think, 3 or 4 seasons, the core of their group. So you're not going to be able to keep them together forever. So the Flyers have a pretty exciting couple of seasons, I think, coming ahead. And they got some money to play with. They only got to worry about bringing two guys back. You know that they've got plenty of draft capital, so they could potentially do some trades, maybe. It's going to be a pretty, pretty good couple of
Yeah,
years for this Flyers
I
team.
think so as well.
And I don't know if they're really going to push for it this season. Like they might still view this offseason as the last year of like their rebuild before they really start to push all
Yeah,
their chips into the middle of the table.
I really think they're going to start pushing to be a competitive team this year now. Now that they made the playoffs, now that they know that they have a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I'm wondering, since they did make the playoffs, they won a playoff series, are they sitting there thinking that the rebuild is over? Because
I think so.
it kind of looks like it's over. But you still have a lot of the young guys that haven't even come up through the system yet that probably will get here next year.
Yeah.
So like Michkov and Martone were just like the first two to really come up. And there's other kids that still need to come up. Like, who was one of the kids that they called up towards the end of the season? Barkey, right?
Argy, Bonk, Lutsenko. Who else am I thinking? Bump.
Yeah, so they still have a lot of decent talent that's down there in their organization that they still got to call up.
Mm,
So you got that plus the fact that you can bring in some free agents. I feel like the rebuild's over and they got to really start just pushing to get a Stanley Cup as quick as possible
yeah.
because you got to take advantage of the fact that these kids are young and not afraid, like they're young and fearless at the moment. You got to take advantage of that before all the doubts of being an older player start to creep into your mind, I feel like.
Mm.
But
And I still think that they will have a good chance to compete next season. They're in compete mode now. They're in win mode.
they're good enough now where even if they were to lose Drysdale and Zegras both in free agency, they would have enough money to sign replacements for them and still bring on more talent where they should still be better off next season than
Yeah.
they were this
Yeah,
season.
still.
I would find it very hard for them to take a step back from what they did this season.
No, you really can't unless you get unless you get like a bunch of injuries. There's no way.
Right. Or, something crazy happens where there's some type of lockout or some shit, but
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think that's even possible.
Hmm. Yeah, I hope not. This isn't baseball.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing that I've never heard of when talking about the NHL is any type of lockout before.
Yeah. I mean, I knew there was a lockout at some point a couple years ago, but I don't ever think they're gonna have another lockout again unless they have problems with with their CBA, which hopefully because their players aren't making $400 million a contract.
Right. It's not a talking point every season with the NHL like it is with the
Yeah,
MLB.
no, it's not. Compared to MLB, yeah. But they actually just started.
Literally they talk about the CBA every single year in the Major League
They
Baseball.
just said they just started their negotiations for the CBA yesterday.
Oh, great. So they're going to here and argue for 9 months and then lockout, which we all know is going to happen. Why don't you just lock it out now? Like just get it over with.
I
Like
mean, you really think they would get? You really think that would happen? They're gonna have to. This will wait. This will go all the way to the off season. It'll go all the way to December.
oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying like it would be crazy if they were just like what if the two sides just became so fed up with each other that they were like, "All right, we're just locking you out right now, middle of the season."
I hope that never happens.
Isn't that what happened with
It happened in I think '94.
yeah, 94 and then they ended up having completely replacement players in '95
Yeah.
before the owners were finally like, all right, yeah, we need to bring like the real players back.
I hope that never happens again, but
Honestly, with
no.
the greed of
Hey.
people, I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
Yeah, that's true. That can, I mean, that we could start talking about the Phillies now, or since we're already talking about baseball.
Yeah, we might as well transition to. I don't really think I had anything else left on the Flyers,
But
unless you wanted to add
right
anything.
now they're 11-3 under Mattingly.
Yeah, they've been playing well.
Yeah, they've been playing well.
Poor Rob.
Yeah, poor Rob. This is ridiculous.
Like he's probably sitting at his house like, what the fuck is Dom Manley doing that I wasn't?
Yeah, they started playing baseball again.
I know. Like as soon as he left, they were like, all right, well, time to actually start our season now, guys.
Yeah.
And I do know that the Phillies did have a lot of people that left for, the World Baseball Classic, but that doesn't explain the slump of all the people that were here that had a full spring training.
No, it doesn't. And I feel like people are breaking out of that slump. Besides, like Marsh, who's still been hitting good, Harper, who's still been hitting good, Schwarber, who actually leads the league in home runs. I mean,
Yeah, dude, he's homered in 5 straight games.
Zach Wheeler's came back. He's looked really good.
Wheeler looked fantastic last night.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to throw a Greg Maddux shutout. He had 50 pitches through like 5 innings. I'm like, oh my
I
goodness.
know. He started to lose steam though in the
He did,
seventh
yeah,
inning.
but well, he still gave us a quality start.
Oh hell yeah! And he
Yeah.
went what 7 1/3?
Yeah, 7 1/3. So that really the only pitcher that has been bad for the Phillies right now really has been like Painter.
Yeah, and he goes tonight. So hopefully
Yeah.
he's able to, you know, turn that around. It's going to be his first start in Fenway. So never know how people are going to respond to that, you know. But hopefully he's able to turn it around and Phillies are able to win tonight. If they win tonight, they would pick up their sixth straight series win. And they haven't lost a single
Picked up their
series.
sixth straight series win already. Like, dude, of course, this happened when they fired Girardi, and now it happened when they fired Rob. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, but there was definitely a difference with Girardi because, like, the Girardi situation, like, I feel like he was like a dick to like the press. Like, he just seemed like he was frustrated all the time. You would see him like yelling at players and stuff. I just don't know if like I feel like for him he was like, yeah, I'm overdoing this shit.
Yeah,
Where
I don't know. Like,
I didn't get the same impression from Rob.
no, Rob was way more laid back, more nicer. He
And
was
he
definitely
wasn't
there
like,
for his players.
yeah. And plus, when he got let go, all of the players came out in support for Rob Thompson, and that did not happen when Joe Girardi got
No, not at
fired.
all.
I think you had what, like two people came out that were like, yeah, Girardi was a nice enough guy. Hope he has a, wish him all the best. And like that was it.
But everyone was there for Rob.
Yeah, for Rob, literally like everyone spoke about, you know, how it wasn't his fault. They want the best for him. And it wasn't just like Schwarber and Harper. Like you've heard that from Marsh in a couple of his post game interviews after games. You've heard it from, Stott. You've heard it from JT. Whereas before, I feel like, Schwarber and Harper just kind of came out and said that about Girardi just because they felt like
Probably because they
no
just
need
felt
to,
bad.
yeah, like no need to sit here and grill the guy when he's no longer here anymore.
Yeah.
But
Kind of just like a consolation.
the only Philly that hasn't really turned it around, I feel like, since Manningly is, stepped in, is really like Adolis Garcia. I feel like his play hasn't really changed too much from Mattingly to Rob Thompson, which I guess makes sense because he wasn't really here for any of Rob
Yeah,
Thompson.
because even Bohm, like
Yeah, even Bohm's turned it
even
around.
Bohm's playing good now, hitting 2 home runs against the Rockies in one game, and then
Right. And I'm not trying to sit here saying that Garcia's playing bad or anything. I'm just saying I haven't noticed a significant jump in his play like I have with all the other players since Rob's gotten fired. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I'm not trying to sit here and say Garcia hasn't been good because he's been fine.
he's
He
been
just hit a home
fine.
run the other day. So,
Mhm.
but I just find it, funny that everyone that's been here through the Rob Thompson era, as soon as Rob got fired, they started playing well. Like,
Yeah, which is like
oh
ridiculous.
man, poor Rob.
It is.
But two of the guys that have really been playing well have been Marsh and Schwarber. Schwarber's got a 5 game home run streak. I think if he hits a home run tonight, he would set the
Yeah,
record for
he'll
the
set the
Phillies
Phillies
on
record for
consecutive games with a home run.
with 6 games.
And he does love hitting out in Boston.
Yeah, he does.
He loves hitting in Boston,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't put it past him to hit one tonight. Now, I don't know who's pitching for Boston.
Sonny Gray.
Ooh, okay, Sonny Gray. That's going to be not the easiest. Sonny Gray is still a good pitcher, but
Yeah,
and it's Gray against Andrew Painter.
yeah, Gray against Painter, and then tomorrow night it's gonna be Ranger.
Well, we're gonna have to hope that we're able to get Sonny Gray out of the game early so he can get to
Yeah,
the bullpen. But man, I would love it to see Schwarber hit another home run tonight. Oh, that would be freaking great. He'd
yeah,
be up
me
to seven.
too.
The fact that he's already on 16.
He's
We're
18.
only
No,
in
he's on
May.
17. He's on 17.
Oh yeah, 17 because he hit two.
Yeah,
So yeah, the fact that he's on 17 right now and we're only in the month of May is insane. That would put him on almost like 60 something home run season,
yeah.
which I don't know if that's going to happen.
And if he gets to 60 home runs, he'll hit 400 home runs.
Oh, career?
Yeah, career.
He's going to end up getting 600, I feel like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's probably going to end up getting to 500, I'd say, by the end of this contract.
Oh, 100% 500 by the end of his contract. There's no way if he doesn't.
And you would have to think by the end of the contract, he'll probably only be what? Maybe like 40 away from 600?
Yeah, because if realistically, if he's hitting like 40 to 45 home runs a season, I mean, 45 times 5 is, 225. So, and
Yeah, he's going to end up probably pretty
he'll be
close.
pretty close to 600, maybe even like 550 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, he might be past 550.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So we might potentially, who knows if he's going to continue at the same pace that he is. But by the end of his contract, we'll definitely have him hitting 500 at some point in Citizens Bank
Yeah,
Park.
he'll definitely hit 500. That would be so nice if he had 500 at Citizens Bank Park. And that's just like a grand
Yeah,
slam or
hopefully, like,
something.
doesn't happen on the road.
No, that'd be terrible. It'd be like a grand slam or something.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
That would be.
Really put an exclamation point on it.
Seriously.
And I mean, I think Harper will probably end up getting to 500 too by the end of his contract.
Yeah, Harper might.
Because didn't he hit 300 last year? Or the previous year he got to 300?
I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure it was 23 when he got to 300. So
Right. So depending upon how many, I mean, he's already got what, 10 this season?
yeah, right now he has 10. Yup. And I think
So, I mean,
he
hey, if he continues to swing the bat
he
like
can
this,
20,
he'll probably be
he
close
hit
to 400 by the end of
20
this year.
27 more home runs to 400. So you need to hit 37 home runs to
Oh,
get.
that's it. He might hit 400 this season then.
He might, but he's gonna have to go on a tear.
I mean, he's just got to keep going at the same pace he's at.
Yeah,
He's on pace for a 40 home run season right now.
he should be, unless he doesn't get injured again.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah,
Because you think he's already at 10. So we're halfway through the month of May. So maybe he'll add on either one or two more by the end of the month, which would put him at like a 6 home run per month type of pace. So he would have either six in June, six in July, another six in August, another six in September. That would be what, 24?
yeah. So he's at 34, and then he would just need three more the next season to hit 400.
Right. So he's definitely got a realistic shot to hit 400 this year.
He definitely does. It'll be a challenge though.
It will be, but he's got an opportunity to. He's definitely got a
Yeah.
realistic opportunity
Mhm.
to. And that would be cool if he were to hit
Definitely would be. And Schwarber, no doubt, gonna
400
hit
like toward the end of the
400.
season.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about Marsh really quick because Marsh has got a nice little 13 game hitting streak
Yeah,
going
dude,
on.
Marsh has probably been one of the one of the best players on the team so far, and he's been. I think that he'll earn a spot in the All Star game, possibly a starting spot too.
He's it's really gonna depend on how many games he plays against left-handed pitching, I feel like.
Yeah, they're gonna have to give him more time versus lefties.
But he's definitely playing good enough right now where it would be hard to keep him off of the All-Star team with how well
Yeah,
he's playing.
definitely.
Like he's got a 350 batting average, which is absolutely insane. He's got he has seven doubles already. He's got four home runs. He's got 22 RBIs.
He's played his. This is probably his best baseball I've ever seen from Marsh so far.
Oh yeah. Now he does only have, you know, seven walks to the 28 strikeouts, but he's never been a guy that has gotten many walks. He always
Yeah.
strikes out a lot.
He's a free swinger.
But I mean, he's playing fantastic. He's got an OPS of 882. He's already got 1.6 WAR on the season.
Mm-hmm.
So he's having a really, really good year.
And if he just continues that, he'll definitely be making his way into the All Star game. 100%.
Yeah. And he does have 38 games played out of the what total of 42 that they have played.
So he's been playing against lefties.
Yeah, so he's basically been playing every day. So if he is able to continue this throughout the month of June, you would think that even if he doesn't have the greatest couple of weeks in July, he'll definitely be at the All-Star game.
Oh, 100%.
And that means that the Phillies could have, you know, what, like four or five players there at the All-Star game this year, which would be in
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Warber, Harper, Marsh, maybe Zach Wheeler, Christopher
Right, that's why
Sanchez.
I was thinking like either Wheeler or Sanchez,
Yeah.
probably either one. That would be like the fourth. And then I don't know if maybe they would both make it to
Yeah,
make it five,
I'm thinking maybe they both make it.
but that would be cool, if
Mhm.
they were able to have five homegrown all stars when it's here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that would be
You're
so
gonna
nice.
Schwarber and Harper probably both at the home run derby the night before. So
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a fun
Schwarber's
July.
definitely got to go into the home run derby.
Oh yeah, he definitely has to.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to get to on the Phillies?
Yeah, no, nothing else. Just keep up the good pace that they have right now. Because I mean, they've already asserted themselves back into the postseason conversation, pretty much.
Yeah, they're back up into second place now in the East.
Yeah,
I mean, they're still 9 games back behind Atlanta. They're no
but
longer
still,
last place.
no one's gonna be taking over Atlanta. Like the Mets are
Yeah,
still
I
in
feel
last.
like Atlanta already has the division basically pretty much locked up at this point.
The Mets are still in last place.
And I don't really, unless like they make some type of trades or something like that, do you really see the Mets getting much better than what they are right now?
Not really. I mean, you already have this awful payroll. Like I don't
So,
really know how the Mets can improve.
yeah, I don't really think we're going to have to worry about the Mets at all
Yeah,
for the rest of the season.
but that's all I have on baseball. So
Yeah, that's all I got too. You want to just touch on the Eagles
yeah,
schedule
do
real
that.
quick
Hmm.
before we wrap it up? So, we don't have the full schedule yet for the Eagles. Full schedule comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, like what time? Like 6 p.m. or something?
Tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Oh, 8 p.m. I thought it was 6 p.m.
It's late for
So,
some reason. It's
yeah, why have it that late?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know why.
Oh, is it because they're doing like a reveal show for it again, like they did last
I
year?
think so, yeah.
That's probably why. Okay. But we'll get the full schedule tomorrow, so we'll be able to go over the entire schedule next week. But we do know they will be playing at least 2 games, and we know where these 2 games will be.
Yeah,
One of them is
London
going to be in Dallas,
in Dallas on Thanksgiving.
so that should be a nice, good, Thanksgiving game where hopefully the Eagles are able to pull out a win down there in Dallas,
Hmm.
especially on Thanksgiving. Nice little turkey, nice little, you know,
Dinner being ready, get to watch the Eagles. Like, can't get any better than that.
exactly. Have some turkey and some mashed potatoes. And by the second half, you're just laying there on the couch, struggling to keep your eyes open because all the turkey ate. And then you don't even have to watch the night game. You can just fall asleep
Oh yeah, just
right
fall
after the
asleep.
Eagles game's over.
You already watched the Eagles, so and then
But
the next
they
game,
also play
yeah,
internationally this
in
season again.
in London.
And that's going to be week 5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars, or the team that always plays in London twice.
Yeah, which is so weird.
I think it's because their owner is English.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Like their owner is like an English guy. Well, I
Yeah.
think he's actually like his heritage is like Arabic, but he was like born over in England.
Fair enough. But even still, like,
Well, he wanted to, I think a couple of years ago, there was conversation that he wanted to move the Jacksonville Jaguars permanently over to London
yeah.
and
But
call themselves like the London Black Knights or
oh
some shit.
God. But even still, that never happened.
No. And I don't think it will ever happen. Maybe I could see a team going up to in like Toronto or something like that at that point, just because of Toronto's proximity to other U.S. cities and the fact they already are involved in other major leagues, like the MLB and the NHL and
Yeah. But
MLS.
that's why they have the CFL for a reason.
Right, but I could see, you know, there being a team being put in Toronto at some point. But other than
Yeah, I
that,
don't
I
know
don't
when
really
they're
know
gonna
how
do
much
expansion.
stock I would put in there ever being like any other international team.
Yeah. But even still, like was it? What was I gonna say? It's the second time that the Eagles are playing in London, and they're gonna be playing the Eagles. They're gonna be playing the Jaguars for the second time. So both times the Eagles have been in London, they play the Jaguars.
Well, basically any team now that plays in London is going up against the Jaguars. Like
Yeah, pretty much.
because the Jaguars are always there for 2 games, and I
Hmm.
think for the past couple of seasons, it's only been 2 games that they've had in London. So whoever's gone has just been going to play Jacksonville.
Yeah,
This
pretty
year they
much.
have, I think, 3 games in London though.
Which I mean is fine. So
That means there will be a London game that does not have the Jaguars,
yeah,
which is something that I'm sure all the people in London will actually be happy about.
yeah, surprisingly.
They're like, "Holy shit, we get to see an actual good team play? What the fuck?
Of course.
We don't have to see Trevor Lawrence and his flowing hair throw
Yep.
4 interceptions."
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
I forget what the other 2 teams are that are playing in London that doesn't have the Jaguars.
I forget. I haven't checked it fully.
I checked like what, and I think the first one is like Australia week 1, and then
Yeah,
3, 4,
Australia's
and
week one.
5 I think is all in is all in London.
Yeah. And I think there's a game in Brazil, there's a game in Mexico.
Yeah, there's a game in I think Rio, Brazil, not Sao
Yeah.
Paulo this time.
So that's pretty
I think
nice.
there's a game in Paris.
Yeah, there
Probably
actually
some
is a game
type
in
of game in
Paris.
Germany again.
Germany, yep. So yeah, but we know the Eagles will be playing in London, and that's it. So
Yeah.
we'll get the full schedule tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
So we'll be going through that next week.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do a little wins and losses.
Yeah, we should, so why not?
Do you remember what we did for our wins and losses last year?
I think yours was like 12-5 or something like that.
I think I did have them going 12-5
Yeah, I
last
think we
year,
both
right?
had it going like 12-5.
So let's see if we have any if we have them going differently this year or maybe 12 and
Yeah,
5 again. Who knows?
I'm not sure, so we'll see you guys next week, hopefully in the studio.
Yeah, hopefully. As long as you don't, eat expired yogurt again.